Have you noticed weight gain in your belly and face? Do you have purple stretch marks on your abdomen? Are you having trouble falling asleep and waking up feeling exhausted? If so, this could be signs that your cortisol levels are out of balance. Hi, I'm Krista Summer. I am a certified natural nutrition clinical practitioner, certified female hormone balancing coach, certified personal trainer, and the owner of FitChick. I'm here today to talk to you about cortisol and why you need it and how it affects insulin and your blood sugar, among other things. So what is cortisol and why do we need it? I'm kind of going to give you the Cole's Notes version here. So cortisol is a steroid hormone that your adrenals produce. It's known as the stress hormone. It helps to regulate your response to stress. It also is the hormone that wakes you up in the morning and gives you that get up and go. It's like gas in your tank, so you need it. It also helps control your body's use of fats, proteins, and carbohydrates, so your metabolism. It also helps to suppress inflammation. It helps to regulate blood pressure and blood sugar. Cortisol and insulin, they work together like BFFs. So where there's cortisol, there's insulin. Your body continuously monitors your cortisol levels to maintain steady levels or homeostasis. Higher than normal or lower than normal levels can be harmful to your health. During times of stress, your body can release cortisol after releasing its fight or flight hormones such as adrenaline. So you're on high alert. In addition, cortisol triggers the release of glucose or sugar from your liver for fast energy during times of stress. Under normal circumstances, cortisol counterbalances the hormone insulin to regulate blood sugar. Cortisol raises blood sugar by releasing stored glucose, while insulin lowers blood sugar. Having consistently high levels of cortisol can lead to high blood sugar and eventually cause type 2 diabetes. As mentioned, cortisol also helps regulate metabolism. It also helps to suppress inflammation. In short spurts, cortisol can boost immunity, limiting inflammation. But if your body consistently has high levels or your body gets used to having too much cortisol, which can lead to inflammation and a weakened immune system. Also, elevated levels of cortisol can cause high blood pressure and low levels can cause low blood pressure. If your cortisol levels are normal, they should be lower in the evening when you go to bed, and they should peak in the morning right before you wake up. It should coincide with your circadian rhythm, which is your internal 24-hour clock that resets itself with the sun. Ideally, you want to rise with the sun and get sunlight into your eyeballs for at least 10 minutes first thing in the morning. So that will help balance out your cortisol levels. Also, since cortisol levels are higher in the mornings, this is the best time to exercise, usually around 9 to 10 a.m., but not everybody has that luxury. But if you have trouble falling asleep at night, your cortisol levels may be getting a bump in the evening. So that could be from exercising later in the day. So always best to exercise earlier in the day if you can. And if you're feeling wired but tired in the evening, that could be a sign that your cortisol is high in the evening. And if you're pressing snooze in the morning after getting a full night's rest and you're still exhausted and it takes you a while to get up and go, that's a sign that your cortisol levels are too low in the morning. And if this pattern continues, it puts extra stress on your adrenals, and then you can go into adrenal fatigue. And that's what happened to me years ago, and that's not an easy fix. It can take months or years to regulate it again, but I'm gonna tell you all about that in another video. So if your cortisol levels are imbalanced, how do you balance them? Well, first, you need to get enough sleep. And I know that sounds counterintuitive when you're having sleep issues. So what you need to do is start a good bedtime regime. So no caffeine after 2 p.m. Exercise earlier in the day if possible. Be in bed by 10 p.m. Try to be asleep by 11 p.m. And that also triggers human growth hormone. But yep, you guessed it. I'm going to discuss that in another video too. Try to get at least 7 hours of sleep and try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. Also, exercise regularly. So as mentioned in my previous video, exercise during perimenopause is good, but it's also stressful on the body. So shorter sessions that include heavy weightlifting at least twice a week and at least one high intensity interval training session per week. Try to keep the sessions 30 minutes or less, even 15 to 20 minutes for the HIIT sessions. Try to incorporate nature walks daily if you can. Add some yoga and some stretching sessions and try to meditate. Our bodies are basically going through reverse adolescence and it's naturally stressed, so we don't want to add more to it during this time. Regular exercise and getting outside in nature will also help to improve your sleep quality. So you need to recognize what stresses you out and try to avoid it and learn some tools to deal with it. Practice some deep breathing exercises, which stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system. That's also known as your rest and digest system. And that helps to lower cortisol levels. Enjoy yourself and laugh. Laughing promotes the release of endorphins and suppresses cortisol. So get together with your friends or people that make you laugh, watch a funny show, do things that make you feel good, and try to avoid things that stress you out, or people. And maybe try laugh yoga or something. Like, that's a thing. First, you might feel a little silly because you have to try to pretend to laugh, but then by the end of it, you're laughing so hard you don't even know what you're laughing at. So everyone should try to give that a try. So speaking of avoiding people that stress you out, sometimes it's hard if it's family or coworkers, but try to make the best of the situation, limit it as much as possible if you can, and use your de-stressing tools. And just try to walk away from fights. Don't argue. As always, if you suspect your cortisol levels are imbalanced, always talk to your doctor and or your naturopath and get your levels checked. Then we can start a plan to balance them out. And as always, I'm here if you have any questions or if you would like to start on an exercise and nutrition plan. It doesn't matter where you live. I can do in person or online. So, and also check me out on or follow me on Facebook and Instagram. My handle is FitChick, the Perfectly Imperfect Wellness Coach. And please feel free to like and share this video. And again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.